continues the story of Dan Morgan, a former assassin trying to live a normal family life. After the first movie, his family already knows about his past, but that doesn't mean the danger is gone. This time, Dan plans a perfect family Christmas vacation in Europe, hoping to finally relax and spend time together. But things quickly fall apart when a mysterious enemy from his past shows up, someone with personal history and unfinished business. The villain, played by Kit Harington, forces Dan and his family into a high-stakes chase across cities like London and Paris, turning their holiday into a dangerous mission. Along the way, they face car chases, fights, and chaotic situations, all while trying to stay together as a family. Unlike the first movie, the family is now more involved. They're not just passengers anymore. They argue, help, and grow closer while dealing with the danger around them. This installment takes a step back in time, setting the story in the year 1900, during a period of cultural tension and change. The film follows a clever Chinese detective and his unusual partner as they arrive in a bustling Chinatown filled with secrets, crime, and hidden agendas. When a mysterious murder occurs, the duo is pulled into a complex investigation that quickly becomes more than just a simple case. As they dig deeper, they uncover clues that connect to larger political and social conflicts of the time. Along the way, they face dangerous criminals, unexpected twists, and plenty of comedic moments as their personalities clash. It's a mix of mystery, comedy, and action, combining clever detective work with humor, all set in a historical backdrop filled with tension and intrigue. Brings the popular book series to life with humor, chaos, and a lot of strange moments. The story centers on AJ, a student who isn't a big fan of school and thinks most of his classes are boring, at least at first. Things quickly change when he starts to realize that his school is anything but normal. Every teacher seems to have a bizarre personality or an unusual way of teaching. From a principal who acts more like a student to teachers who turn simple lessons into wild and unpredictable experiences, each day becomes more confusing and more entertaining. AJ, along with his friends like Ryan and Andrea, begins to question what's really going on. Why does everything feel so strange? Is the school just weird? Or is there something bigger behind it? As they try to figure it out, they get caught up in a series of funny misadventures ranging from out-of-control classroom experiments to strange school rules that make no sense at all. Along the way, AJ slowly changes his perspective. What started as frustration with school turns into curiosity, and eventually appreciation. He begins to realize that even though things are weird, he's learning more than he expected, not just about school subjects, but about friendship, teamwork, and understanding people who are different. About two childhood friends, Charlie and Louis, who accidentally get involved in a dangerous situation with the mob. Charlie is a kind-hearted guy trying to stay out of trouble, while Louis is more reckless and often gets them into problems. After a mix-up involving money owed to a gangster, they are sent to Australia to deliver a package. Things go wrong when they lose the money in the outback. The situation gets even crazier when a wild kangaroo hops off with the jacket that contains the cash. From there, the movie turns into a wild chase across the desert as the two friends try to track down the kangaroo and recover the money before it's too late. It's a fun, light-hearted adventure filled with humor, friendship, and chaos as two unlikely heroes chase a kangaroo across Australia to fix a big mistake. Film that blends politics, family pressure, and personal identity. The story follows Ella Mackay, a young and ambitious woman who suddenly finds herself stepping into the world of high-level politics. After a major change in her family's political legacy, Ella is pushed into a powerful position she may not be fully ready for. As she tries to prove herself, she faces constant pressure from advisors, rivals, and even her own family, who all have different expectations for her future. While navigating public life, media scrutiny, and political strategy, Ella also struggles with her personal relationships and her own sense of identity. She must decide whether to follow the path others have planned for her or take control and define her own direction. It's a character-driven story about ambition, pressure, and self-discovery, set in the intense world of politics, where every decision can shape both a career and a life. Aristocratic family living in a grand estate. On the outside, they appear elegant and powerful, but behind closed doors, they are completely chaotic, clueless, and often ridiculous. As the story unfolds, the family gets caught up in a series of absurd situations, including social scandals, strange traditions, and conflicts with outsiders. Each character has their own quirks, some overly serious, others completely foolish, which leads to constant misunderstandings and funny moments. There may also be a mystery or unexpected event hinted by the odd things happening in the background of the poster, pushing the characters into even more ridiculous situations as they try and fail to handle it properly. There may also be a mystery or unexpected event hinted by the odd things happening in the background of the poster, pushing the characters into even more ridiculous situations as they try and fail to handle it properly. It's a funny, exaggerated take on rich family life, mixing British-style humor, satire, and chaos inside a big fancy mansion. Holiday comedy family movie, and the third part of the Three Wise Men series. The story follows three brothers, Luke, Taylor, and Stephen, who return home for what might be their last Christmas together in their childhood house. Each of them is dealing with major life changes. One is expecting twins, another is facing a big career decision, and the third is preparing for marriage. Things get even more complicated when they find out their mother plans to sell the family home, making this holiday even more emotional and important. Determined to make it unforgettable, the brothers try to create the best Christmas ever, but everything turns into chaos, unexpected guests, family tension, and plenty of funny situations. About two very different dads who accidentally get pulled into a dangerous situation during what was supposed to be a simple afternoon playdate with their kids. Brian, a recently unemployed accountant trying to adjust to being a stay-at-home dad, agrees to meet another dad, Jeff, for a casual get-together with their children. At first, everything seems normal and awkward in a typical suburban dad meetup kind of way. But things quickly spiral out of control when they become targets of a group of armed mercenaries. What starts as an ordinary playdate turns into a chaotic survival adventure filled with car chases, shootouts, and comedic mishaps, as the two dads, completely unprepared for anything like this, are forced to protect their kids and figure out why they're being hunted. Along the way, their differences turn into teamwork as they try to survive the day and uncover the truth behind the attack. The movie blends action and comedy, focusing on how ordinary people react when thrown into extreme, dangerous situations. The job was supposed to be simple: one target, one shot, no mistakes. But Tommy Ward pulls the trigger and everything goes wrong. Within minutes, he realizes he's killed the wrong man. A man tied to a ruthless crime empire that doesn't forgive errors. Now marked for death, Tommy has no choice but to run. London turns into a hunting ground, with assassins closing in from every corner. With his life slipping through his fingers and his son miles away, he escapes to Los Angeles, desperate for one last chance to fix everything. But freedom comes at a price. To earn his way back home, Tommy is forced into a dangerous deal trainer crime boss's inexperienced teenage son, Julian. What starts as a reluctant mentorship quickly turns into a nightmare when Julian is dragged into a real hit. Bullets fly, plans fall apart, and the streets erupt into chaos as enemies close in. Now hunted on all sides, Tommy must fight not just to survive, but to protect a kid who was never meant to be in this world. As the night spirals into violence and betrayal, every decision becomes life or death. And this time, there's no room for mistakes. A quiet suburban couple trying to hold their lives together suddenly find themselves standing over a dark secret buried right in their own backyard. What starts as a mistake spirals into something far more dangerous. Something that won't stay hidden. As panic sets in, every decision gets worse. Lies stack on lies. Suspicion creeps in from neighbors, strangers, and possibly the law. The novel, picture-perfect neighborhood begins to feel like a trap closing in on them. With pressure rising and time running out, the couple is forced deeper into a web of fear, deception, and desperate choices. Trust begins to crack between them, and survival becomes their only goal. Because once you cross the line into this kind of adulthood, there's no going back.